Hi everyone, Regina here. I am going to show you all how to create a book teaser. So you need a few different websites to do this, but the main one is the 3D book cover creator, or rather DIY bookcovers.com 3D mockups. And I'll have a link below this video so that you can see where this is at. I'm looking at the main page here, and you can see all different kinds of mock-ups. I really want you to consider choosing the composite mock-up. Right now I'm looking at the single mock-up. That's where you would just have your book cover on one device or one paperback or one hardback. Oh, excuse me. I think that composite is better because you can get all three in one photo. So, okay, so we're scrolling over to composite now. And as you can see, there's several different options. You can do an e-reader and a paperback, or an e-reader, a phone, and a paperback, or a e-reader and a... I don't think they have a hardback, but I could be wrong. Just from looking at it, it looks like they're mostly paperbacks. So I just chose one of those, as you can see, and we're now to the upload page. And what you want to do is find the cover for the book that you want to make your teaser for. And I'm just looking here and seeing, okay, so there's the upload button. Sorry, I'm doing the voiceover for this after I've done the video, so I'm watching the video and trying to do the voiceover at the same time. Okay, so you want to click on Browse, and that'll open a window that will allow you to choose which book cover you want to use. In my case, I'm going to the folder that I have my covers in, and I believe that I chose the last jumper for this one, for this example. And I'm just going to the larger icons so I can see which one so I can actually see bigger what the covers look like, and so I grab the right cover. I have lots of different covers, like that 200 by 300 probably is not my best choice. Oh, good. Because that's much smaller. Okay, so there's my full-size cover. I am clicking on it, and I should be hitting the upload button here in a moment. Okay, it's a little slower than I like. I must have still been talking about something else in the original video. I had audio for it, but it didn't work, didn't sound good, so I'm retaping, doing a voiceover. So as you can see, here's my cover, my full-blown cover, and you go to the bottom, it'll show you that it's been uploaded 100%. This is one of my favorite book covers. All right, and then we're going to click the next button. And now we have to scroll down to the bottom in order to download our mock-up. Now the thing about this is you want to make sure that you use the JPG version as opposed, or I'm sorry, not the JPG version, the PNG version, because the PNG version will have a transparent background which will allow you to put your mock-up onto another photo. If you use JPG, it's going to have a white background, and you'd have to put it into Photoshop or somewhere to make the background transparent. In other words, to delete the white background so that it would be transparent, where it has all those little white and gray squares, which shows that it's an actual transparent background. All right, so I am just waiting for the download button window to pop up, I'm assuming here. Yes, there it is. All right, and I think that I did change the name, and I suggest that you do that rather than leaving it a number, because if you leave it a number, you might not be happy with trying to search for it later. Also, I'm actually going to where I want it to, where I want to save it, which in my case is my book marketing folder or my fiction promotion folder. And now I'm going to the last jumper folder, and I have some wallpapers there, but this is just my mock-up, so I think I called it the last jumper mock-up or something like that. 3D mock-up, okay. And then you want to save it. And if I remember correctly, when I did this video before, when I did the video, like I said, I'm doing a voiceover now. I'm just waiting. I know I went and looked at it to make sure it looked like what I wanted it to. Okay, so, alrighty, and I'm moving that arrow around. Oh, I know what I did next. What I actually did next was went to Pixabay.com, which is a royalty-free stock photo site, totally free photos. Most of them are public domain, but not all of them. You'll want to make sure that you look at the license information because some of them say for personal use only. So just make sure that whichever photo you pick for your background for your mock-up is actually one that you can use for commercial purposes. So I think, I was trying to remember, I think I put in, we'll see in a second here, but I think I put in like science fiction just to see what science, yeah, that is what I put, what photos would come up. And actually, as you can see, there's quite a lot of free photos under that topic. And I kind of scrolled through here because I wanted to find one that I thought would look good with my mock-up for the last jumper. So I'm scrolling through. And as you can see, some of the photos say adult content, and so they don't show. You can actually change the filter when you sign in for an account. And I highly encourage you to sign up for an account. It just makes things easier when you're downloading. So I picked this photo, apparently. And, oh, I changed my mind. I went back. I think if I remember right, I picked a different, there we go. Okay, I changed up. I decided to do this one instead. Probably because I like the more science fiction-y background. Anyway, I'm circling around the license there where it says free for commercial use, no attribution required. That's what you want to make sure any photo you use says. Because if it says anything else, skip it and find a different photo. Because otherwise you're going to run into issues with copyright. So I picked the 1280 by 720. I mean, I don't want like a huge photo for a teaser background, but 1280 by 720 is just fine. I'm going to click download here and wait for the download window to pop up. And it looks like I've got some other things there, some other teasers that I made. So I'm going to save that photo there. Okay, so let's see. Where am I going to go next on here? All right, so the next place that I'm going is called Canva, canva.com, and this is a really wonderful design site. It's basically a graphic design site for dummies. So not to suggest that any of you are dummies, but it's just like, I really like it because it gives really pretty professional templates that you can use if you want to. I don't actually use a template here, but it just gives you lots of those for that option. If you want a template, you can really make your graphics look professional. Instead of trying to figure out like what font to use and what size and all of that. So I'm going and I'm looking. I went back to look to see what size that photo was, and it was 1280 by 720. So I'm creating my own design. And if you look to the left, once this photo pops up, or actually the photo's not going to pop up yet. This is just the template. But if you look to the left, you'll see that there's lots of templates of that size that you can use if you wanted to. I chose not to use one of the templates this time and just kind of create my own. But if you want to, you can, use one of those templates. I would say to use one of the free ones. Any of them that like have a little $sign in the bottom right hand corner means that you have to pay for that template. So I always look for free ones. There's always lots of free templates. You should never feel like, like you have, what I'm trying to say is you should never feel like you have to pay for the Canva subscription in order to get access to lots of templates. They always offer quite a few free templates too. Their pro version is nice, and I mean, I'm not saying you can't sign up for a subscription or that you shouldn't, but I like using the free version. So I just went to the uploads button on the left so that I can upload my background photo and my 3D mock-up. And I'm just waiting for my little button to click here. Okay, there we go. So I am looking for my 3D template, which I see, let's see, okay. I'm looking for whatever, obviously I was looking for where did I save that photo, and I didn't see it. So because I was in the wrong folder. I was in the Regina's covers folder instead of being in my fiction promotion folder. Okay, let's see if I can find it. There we go. So there's my background photo, and it's uploading to Canva. And there's my 3D mock-up, and that should be uploading to Canva here in just a minute. And you'll get to see how cool that looks. And I picked the one that has an e-reader, a phone, and a paperback. Excuse me. I have allergies, so I have a little bit of a tickle in my chest. I'm just waiting for, okay. So I'm grabbing that background photo. And unfortunately, the first time I dragged and dropped it, it didn't fill the whole template. So I imagine I'm going to delete that and try again here in a moment here. Yep, here we go. Let's try it again. You got to get it, there we go. You got to get it on there just right because otherwise it won't fill the entire template. Okay, so here's our background. And I still say that photo is freaking awesome. I love it. Now I'm about to pull my 3D mock-up onto my background photo. Doesn't that mock-up look great? You can see the cover on all three, well, the two devices and the paperback, and I just really love how that looks. Now, the nice thing about the mock-up is you can see that blue line around it. That means you can shrink it down a little bit, you can move it a little bit. If you want to shrink it, you can grab one of those little dots in the corners of the box and pull, which is, I think, what I was, yep. Or you can just put your cursor in the middle of that mock-up and move it around on the stock photo. Okay, so I'm just playing around here to figure out where I think it looks best. And I don't remember when I first, okay, there we go. I think I decided to leave it up in the top right-hand corner. I liked the way that looked best, I think. We'll see here. Yep, that is what I chose. Okay, so no teaser is complete without some text. So here in a minute, I am going to go to that text link on the far left on the menu. And what I like to put on my teasers is a quote from my book. And I was trying to remember, I think I had to go back and find one of my original quotes because I couldn't remember off the top of my head what that quote was. What I strongly urge you to do is when you have your book and you're making your teasers, just, maybe even when you're writing your book, if you have a particular quote from the book that you really like or a particular bit of dialogue, just a sentence or two, you don't want too much. I strongly would suggest, taking those quotes and maybe just making a list of them on a document so that all you have to do is copy and paste them into into your teaser. And I think what I'm doing here is I'm going to find, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to find one of those quotes. But I think I had to go back to my fiction. Oh, let's see here. Okay. Yep. I'm pretty sure I'm going back to my fiction promotion folder. Yep, there we go. I just want to look at one of my other teasers to see what one of the quotes was. Teasers. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to look at one of my other teasers for a quote. And I think this is the one I used. Yeah, I really liked this one. This is when Rain first wakes up, after she's been asleep for 5,000 years, or I should say he's been asleep. It's kind of a gender-bending novel, so that's why I slipped up and said she when he is actually a he this time around. But anyway, you can click on that text button on the menu, and you can choose whatever text you want to add. And you can choose like some prefabricated text, which is why I'm scrolling down here to show you. This really great prefabricated text. There is one for a quote, and I chose that. And you'll see the little blue box with the if you look over here to the right, you'll see that black lettering. But of course, that's really hard to read. So I'm going up to the A with the colors under it to change the color of the font. That's one of the first things I did. And I just made a boo-boo there and moved the box. That's why you saw me move it back over. Oh, there we go. Or actually, I didn't move it over. I went to the box with the mock-up. And now I'm checking to see what the quote is. And I'm going to start typing it out. As you can see, I'm typing pretty quickly. But I have to go back and look at it because I can't remember the whole quote. Oops. And I'll show you in a minute how to change the font size and maybe even what kind of font it is. And I'm double checking the quote again. Oops. Oopsie. I typed the wrong thing there. And I always like to say who the quote's from and what book it's from. Okay. Oh, I decided to just take by Regina Paul out because that's pretty obvious if you look at the color mock-up. Now I'm using that little tiny box at the bottom there. And I think if I remember correctly, what I ended up doing was putting my website maybe? Let's see. Nope. Oh, okay. Yeah, my website and again what book it's from. And I'm trying to remember, because I think I changed some stuff up. I think I ended up not using that little tiny box down there. But let's just kind of watch. You're going to see my cursor going round and round and round as I try to decide. Okay, so now we're going to change the size of the font. And let's see, I was trying to, okay, and then I decided to change the font as well. I didn't like that font. And Canva has a lot of really great fonts. Excuse my squeaky chair that probably recorded on here too. I'm kind of shifting around. And I think I tried a couple of different fonts here. I didn't really like that one that much, if I remember correctly. Oh, we bolded it to see if it would look better. And I think I even brought the size down, but it just, I don't think I just seem to remember I was not too enamored with that font. But let's see if, I think I tried to resize the box a little bit, but it made it so tiny that the font was so tiny, I didn't like how tiny that font was at that point. Because it was going to be too hard to read. So let's see, did I move the box? Yeah, this is when I decided to move the box. And you saw what I did. I just put my cursor kind of in the middle of the box and moved it. And that little four-way icon, that'll tell you that you're getting ready to move it. Excuse me. All right, so I'm making it bigger. And you saw I just did that by putting my cursor on that little circle in the corner of the box there. Now I'm trying to move it back down again because I didn't like, ended up putting it, there we go. So I'm moving it down. And I'm trying to remember if I kept it like this. I made this video 2 months ago, but the original audio didn't come out, so that's why I'm doing the voiceover. I think that I decided, but I feel like I decided I didn't like that font in that little tiny box and that I was going to move it, if I remember right. But I might be wrong. We'll just see. Like I said, 2 months ago and the memory's gone. I mean, my memory is just kind of like, not remembering it so well, what I did. I do remember looking for different fonts, fonts, seeing if I could find something I liked better. And clearly that one didn't enthuse me either. And I tried to bold it. Oops. Not sure why I retyped that, but I must have found a misspelling that I just didn't readily see. I think I was trying to highlight the whole thing and I just wasn't having a lot of luck. There we go. Now I got it. And then, that's right. That's what I thought. I think that what I ended up doing, I feel like I took it out of the box and either made that box bigger or I did something to get it to look better. I just didn't like that little box on there for some reason. It just didn't look right. That's what I thought I was going to do. Drop it down a couple. That might be a little too far. Brought it back up one. The last jumper. Okay, and then I'm going to put my website address. Oops, forgot the S on HTTPS. Oh, I kept misspelling Paul. Did I get it? I don't think I did. I think I missed it. I missed that Okay. I just realized I misspelled my last name in the domain, but I'm still focused on some other stuff. Hopefully I'll catch that before the end. Yep, there we go. I just realized I misspelled it, and I'm going back to fix it. Okay. All right, there we go. Got it. It's funny when you're doing a voiceover because you see things that you didn't see necessarily the first time. All right, so it's funny because looking at this video now, that font looks way too small to me to be able to really read it, but I suspect that that's just because I'm looking at this video and not, at a smaller size, and not because it was actually too small. Oh, I remember what happened here. I forgot to put quotes around my quote. But I went back in and did that. There we go. That looks much better. And I believe what I did next, and what I encourage you to do as well, is to add the icons for the stores that your novel or book is sold in. In my case, I think, I was just trying to remember. I know I put something in the bottom, but now I can't remember. We'll see. If you can, though, if you can get those icons, like if you can get like for example, if your book's in Kindle Unlimited, you can grab that graphic, that Kindle Unlimited graphic, and you could put it at the bottom there, on the left bottom. But if your store, if your book's available at Barnes & Noble and Amazon and what's that other store? I'm just trying to remember. Anyway, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and multiple other stores. Kobo, that was the one I was trying to think of. So where you're seeing me go now is bookstoread.com, which allows you to create a universal link for your book. And as you can see, I have universal links for several of my books. And what's cool about this is if you look like next to Frost, Flame, and Flower, those are the icons for all the books, all the stores that book is in. So if you use that universal link, that bookstoread.com/Frost, Flame, and Flower link, if you click on that, it'll take you to a page that has links for all of those stores, which I really like this website. One thing I will say, though, is that I've noticed that sometimes when you go on there, because they're getting so much traffic, you can't do anything on it. So like I've gone there to add books to my account and just can't even upload an Amazon link to upload, to get the links. So just be aware of that. That can happen. But it's still a really useful website to like get that universal link from. And I think what I'm doing here is adding that universal link to add underneath either to add it underneath my website link. I was trying to remember where I put it. But I think if I was going to put it there, I think I actually put it down in the bottom left, that universal link. But we'll see in a second here. I was just trying to remember. If you don't have the icons, to put there, and then link to your to the different stores for your books, this works just as good. This universal link. The only thing about this is it will not have the link to, like, for example, the books, the actual publisher's website. That's what I was trying to say. You can't add your publisher's website, which kind of sucks. I wish you could add that link on Books to Read, but they don't let you do it. So what I do, or what you can do, is put that universal link, and then you can also put if you want to, put your publisher's link as well. Because remember, in most cases, you're going to make more from the publisher's link, according to your contract, than you will from any of the third-party distributors, which is the bookstores that universal link is going to take people to. So, like, for example, this book is published with Leap of Faith Publishing, which, as most of you know, I'm the acquisitions editor for that publisher as well. But this book is with that publisher also. And we all make more. We all make like 40% of whatever the publisher gets for every sale from the publisher's website. Whereas we only make 25% of whatever the publisher gets from all the third-party distributors. So distributors like Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo, Smashwords, all those other places, you only make 25%. You know, the thing is, everybody shops at Amazon, so it's like you almost have to have that link on there, or a way for people to get to find your book on Amazon. To a lesser degree, people buy books from Kobo and Barnes & Noble and Smashwords, but all of those are useful links to have as well. But that's why I suggest the universal link, because that gets all your third-party distributors in one place. I can't remember if I added the publisher link or not on here on this teaser. I think I'm coming to the end of the video here, so I don't think I did. I think I just added my my universal link. But my website's there as well, and I have a link to the publisher's website on my website. So if somebody goes to my website, my author website, they'll find that link as well. So I'm just waiting to see if I did anything else here. It looks like there's still a little bit more of the video to go. I think this is where I stopped, but I just don't want to say for sure, because like I said, I'm doing a voiceover after the fact. So let's see what happens, what it does from here. It's almost like I just stopped and I wasn't doing anything, so I must have been talking about the universal link. While we're waiting for the next part, I wanted to mention too that Pixabay.com is not the only place that you can get stock photos from. You can also get stock photos at unsplash.com, and I'll put the links to both of these stock photo sites, these free stock photo sites, underneath in the description for this video. So we're just okay. I'm getting ready to show you how to download. So to download your teaser, you want to click on that arrow with the line underneath it. And I believe that I don't like to use a PNG for this. I suggest using a JPG because that's higher quality, I think. But it's smaller size. It is smaller size, but good quality. The PNGs tend to have that transparent background, and we don't want that. So we're opening this up, and of course it's got like this long name, and I would suggest you come up with your own name. So the last jumper, this is teaser 4, because as you can see I have 3 teasers already, and I'm going to hit save. And so it's downloading that teaser. And by the way, Canva will save this teaser in your designs. So make sure that when you're using Canva, you sign up for the free account, and that way it'll, I don't think you can use it without signing up for a free account, but just, make sure you do, so that it saves your design. And I'm okay, yeah, I always go down, even though it automatically saves, I always go to File, Save, just to make sure it has the whole completed design, because occasionally it won't save like the last couple of steps or something, and then you can like get like stuck. So, you know, it's just better to make sure that you actually go to file save, just to be sure that you've got what you need. And I know that here in a moment, I'm pretty sure I'm going to go down and take a look at the final teaser so you can see it. At least I hope I did. Yes, I did. So I'm going to open it so you can take a look. And there you go. That's what the final teaser looks like. I think it came out really good. I was happier with it than originally when I had those 2 lines in that little tiny box. I think this looks a lot better. And now it's ready to be shared on Facebook or Twitter or Pinterest. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave comments below.